The English word pirate is derived from the Latin pirata, pirate, corsair, sea robber, which comes from Greek peirates, brigand, from peiromai, I attempt, from peira, attempt, experience. The meaning of the Greek word pirates literally is anyone who attempts something. Over time, it came to be used of anyone who engaged in robbery or brigandry on land or sea. The term first appeared in English around the year 1300. It did not become standardized until the 18th century, and spellings such as pirrot, pirate, and pirat occurred until this period. Pirates were against the authoritarian rule of their day, including monarchies, slavery, and institutional religion. One thing most pirates had in common was the search for freedom and living life on their own terms. The connection between pirates and the quest for freedom is deeply rooted in their rejection of societal norms and their creation of alternative systems that challenge the status quo. Pirates operated on the fringes of society, carving out their own rules, structures, and codes that often aligned with ideals of liberty, in certain ways the precursor of modern libertarian ideals, although their use of violence and plunder did not align completely with it and is definitely to be condemned. Pirates were often seen as unconventional in their views and practices compared to the societies they rebelled against, which can make them appear freedom-minded and, in some ways, aligned with free market principles. However, the reality is more nuanced and a fascinating time in history to explore. Many pirates were individuals who had escaped harsh conditions on naval or merchant ships. The strict hierarchies and brutal discipline of these institutions drove some to piracy, which offered a more autonomous lifestyle. Pirate ships were often run with a form of movable hierarchy. Crew members elected their captains and quartermasters, who could be removed if they were deemed ineffective or abusive. Important decisions like dividing loot or whether to engage in battle were often made collectively. Many pirate crews followed articles or codes that outlined rights and responsibilities, promoting some sort of equality among the crew, at least among those considered somewhat equals. These codes included provisions for compensation for injuries and shares of loot, reflecting a kind of mutual contract. Pirates operated in a shadow economy, trading stolen goods, smuggling contraband, and dealing in black market goods. This decentralized and unregulated trade resembles aspects of a free market, albeit outside the institutionalized law. Pirate hubs like Nassau or Tortuga acted as freewheeling marketplaces where pirates, merchants, and locals engaged in trade. Without the oversight of states or corporations, these economies thrived on direct exchanges. Pirates often targeted monopolistic enterprises like the Spanish treasure fleets or the British East India Company, disrupting state control or heavily regulated trade. Captains often wielded significant power, particularly during combat. Discipline could be harsh, and mutiny was punished severely. Pirates' free market was underpinned by violence. Their freedom often came at the expense of others, as they plundered and took hostages to sustain their way of life. While pirates were more just than most contemporary institutions, this didn't extend to everyone. Enslaved individuals or captured prisoners often had little choice in their roles aboard pirate ships. This video refers to the Golden Age of piracy, a period between 1650 and 1730, when maritime piracy was a significant factor in the histories of the North Atlantic and Indian Oceans. Here's a deeper dive into some of these figures and some of the most famous quotes attributed to historical pirates, pirate legends, and pirate lore. These phrases and facts reflect their daring, fearsome reputation, their darker, superstitious side, and their willingness to make a life for themselves. Damnation seize my soul if I give you quarters, or take any from you. Edward Blackbeard Teach. This line was reportedly spoken during his final battle in 1718 against a naval force led by Lieutenant Robert Maynard of the British Royal Navy. Blackbeard's refusal to surrender or show mercy is emblematic of his legendary ruthlessness and ambition. I am a free prince, and I have as much authority to make war on the whole world as he who has 100 sail of ships at sea. Samuel Bellamy, Black Sam. Bellamy, a charismatic pirate, defended his actions by asserting the independence of pirates, framing himself as a revolutionary figure defying the established order. He is best known as the wealthiest pirate in recorded history and one of the faces of the golden age of piracy. Bellamy became known for his mercy and generosity towards those he captured on his raids. This reputation earned him another nickname, the Prince of Pirates. A merry life and a short one should be my motto. Bartholomew Roberts, Black Bart. This quote highlights the high-stakes lifestyle of pirates who embrace the thrill of freedom and fortune, often knowing their careers and lives would be brief. Roberts embraced the fleeting nature of a pirate's life, reveling in the moment, capturing over 400 ships before his death in 1722. Unlike other pirates, he was unusually disciplined, enforcing codes of conduct among his crew. It is a blessing for a man to have a hand in determining his own fate. Henry Avery, the arch-pirate. Avery, one of the most successful pirates, highlighted the pirate ethos of freedom and self-determination. Avery was infamous for being one of very few major pirate captains to escape with his loot without being arrested or killed in battle, and for being the perpetrator of what has been called the most profitable act of piracy in history, equivalent to around £150 million in 2024. They that die by the sword are better off than they that die by the noose. Stede Bonnet. Known as the gentleman pirate, Bonnet is said to have expressed this grim sentiment before his death, reflecting the pirate ethos that dying in battle was a more honorable fate than the humiliation of execution. He was an aristocrat who turned to piracy, but he lacked the skill or ruthlessness of his peers. He was eventually captured and hanged in 1718. Bonnet was an unlikely pirate, a wealthy landowner turned pirate out of boredom or disillusionment. He partnered with Blackbeard for a time, which likely led to rumors of him dabbling in occult practices. There's no mask for a treacherous heart like an honest face. Captain William Kidd. Kidd was initially a privateer but became infamous as a pirate after being accused of turning rogue. Stories suggest that Kidd cursed his hidden treasure, leading to hauntings and supernatural occurrences surrounding attempts to retrieve it. Some versions of the legend claim that Kidd engaged in rituals or partnered with occult practitioners to protect his fortune. Some believe that the locations of his treasure were encoded in secret maps. Find my treasure, the one who may understand it. Olivier Levasseur, Buse. This famous challenge before his execution has added to the aura of mystery around him, as he was known for leaving cryptic clues about the location of his hidden treasure, including a supposed cipher or riddle. Some believe his treasure map was tied to mystical or alchemical principles, blending pirate lore with esoteric practices. Disturb us, Lord, when we are too well pleased with ourselves, when our dreams have come true because we have dreamed too little. Sir Francis Drake. While not a pirate in the traditional sense, he was involved in exploration and was rumored to have consulted astrologers and occultists, reflecting the era's fascination with alchemy. He was said among the Spaniards that Drake possessed a magic mirror that enabled him to see ships in all parts of the world. According to legend, Drake sold his soul to the devil in exchange for prowess at sea. In concert with Devon witches, he cast spells that raised storms against the Spanish Armada. Under the leadership of a man you have all chosen to flee, we shall see how you prove yourselves under the hand of a woman, Madame Cheng, Shih, a Chinese pirate queen who commanded one of the largest pirate fleets in history with hundreds of ships and an estimated 60,000 men. In comparison, the Flame Blackbeard commanded 4 ships and 300 pirates. She was known for her strategic brilliance and strict code of conduct, and was said to consult mystics and rely on rituals to ensure favorable winds and victories. Maritime superstitions in Chinese culture, especially regarding feng shui and rituals for safe voyages, were likely significant to her fleet. Dead men tell no tales. This proverb is both a practical rule and a dark warning attributed to pirates across history. It emphasized eliminating weaknesses or rivals to secure one's secrets, a classic pirate saying used to justify leaving no weaknesses behind. It appears in historical accounts and fictional works. Let every man do his duty, and the sea shall reward us. Likely derived from naval traditions where sailors were encouraged to put their trust in the sea's bounty if they worked together. Pirates might have adapted this saying to foster camaraderie. It reflects the superstitions surrounding the sea, viewed as a provider of fortune and a punisher. Cursed be he who takes my treasure. It is mine by blood and steel. While no single pirate is credited with saying this, the sentiment aligns with the lore surrounding cursed loot and hidden riches. It reflects the superstitious belief that treasure was often bound by rituals, curses, or supernatural guardianship. By the powers, I'll blast your soul to hell, a threat often used by pirates, emphasizing their fearsome reputation. The wind and the waves are always on the side of the ablest navigator, often used as a metaphor for the cunning required in a pirate's life and how a change of perspective can make a difference. The sea is my mistress, and my plunder is her dowry, a poetic reflection on the pirates' devotion to the ocean and their treasure-driven life. In essence, pirates embodied certain ideals of freedom and anti-authoritarianism within their context, and their economics practices had aspects of free market exchange. However, the reliance on coercion and plunder, as well as the realities of their often brutal lifestyles, complicates their characterization as paragons of freedom or free market capitalism, while at the same time they incorporated some of these ideals. We will explore more in the next videos. So, what do you think about pirates and their quest for freedom through occult practices? Let us know in the comment section, subscribe for more, and share the video.